Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Chisme Chronicles podcast.
Episode 45?
No, I was
Gosh dang it.
47.
47.
Yo, we are 3 episodes away from 50. Well, technically, we're, in 3 more episodes. It's going to be episode 50, dude.
The 50th episode special.
The 50th episode special. Damn. You know what also tripped me out is somebody commented on one of the last videos like, hey, blah, 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 this is what I think. And also, I've been watching the podcast for several months now. Like, love the podcast. And to hear somebody say, I've been watching you guys for several months. I was like, what? Like,
what do you mean? Yeah.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I
like,
guess
we just started
been doing this since like June.
Dude, we started in June. It was like June. Ooh, my mouth was all. I'm like a newbie. I'm always started off. Forgot the mic's right here. Yeah, we started in June, like June 12th or something like that.
Yeah.
That's so crazy, man. Like we're at 6 months.
That's wild.
Oh, something's in my sweater and it's poking me. But for everyone that's probably watching this for the first time, there's probably several thousand of you that clicked on this. My name is Roman. My co-host is the one and only world-renowned, famous Caili the Bandit.
My legal name.
Yeah.
I'm the only one in the country.
Caili, first name Caili.
Middle name the, last name Bandit.
Yeah, Caili the Bandit.
Official.
Damn. And I'm just Roman, I'm just Roman.
Just plain.
Just whatever,
There's 1,000 million other Romans.
Yeah, I'm like the...
And Roman Jr. too, not even the OG Roman.
Dude, wow, like that, eh? Hey, I'm just like the bread in the cake, and Kaylee's like the sprinkles and the flavor between and the icing. Caili
like
the Bandit.
Kind. Yeah.
I freaking like 35 minutes just talking about your name. So today is our Christmas special. Am I the A-hole? You're gonna want to stick around to the end. Dumb.
I always save my best stories for last.
Ooh.
So I feel like you guys, just so you know, go back, watch all the other ones.
Stick around. Yeah. Hit subscribe. So we do Am I the A-hole? We do Petty Revenge. We do Today I Effed Up. We do everything that's just gonna bring you joy, happiness, excitement.
We do best takes on YouTube. Best takes in your hearts. Actually, sorry,
dude. This is the best place. The best place for all Reddit content. Like, you guys are at the right place. You clicked on the right video. We're gonna jump into it because I don't want people to get bored and want to click off.
We always do 4 stories. We blind react to each other's stories.
Ballin'. Here we go. Story number 1. I'm so ridiculous. Okay, am I the a-hole for not inviting my brother-in-law's girlfriend to Christmas? I have been with my husband, Adam, for 12 years total. We have 3 young children. The last 3 Christmases, Adam's family have come from different states to spend Christmas at my house. Originally, his parents hosted Christmas, but due to having babies, etc., we didn't want to fly. Everyone has been happy with the arrangement previously, and it means 5 of his family members stay here for 5 days over Christmas. This includes his brother Matthew and his other brother and sister-in-law. Matthew is a good kid, even though he is 26 now, and is very much the youngest child and was a bit of a wild child when he was younger, partying, etc. The family was happy when he seemed to get in a serious relationship with Alice last year. I have no issue with Alice. Here's the Am I the A-hole part. I invited everyone to Christmas in June. I did not invite Alice. I assumed she would be seeing her family. I get a message a couple of weeks ago from my mother-in-law about Christmas, and she mentions Alice wanting to make a dish. I reply back stating I didn't know Alice was coming and she wasn't invited. This caused a load of text messages and phone calls. I eventually left this till Adam was around to deal with. Adam just thinks Alice should come. However, there is no room in the house. Matthew usually sleeps in the office, and this would not fit a double bed in. In addition, while I like Alice, I don't want people who may not know my children in 10 years at their Christmas day. Me and Adam have majorly fallen out about it. So he went back and said there was no room or like not enough room in the house, but Matthew and Alice were welcome to get an Airbnb hotel and come round on Christmas Day. At this point, Matthew just said he wasn't coming if they were not welcome. This has now caused my mother-in-law to state that she might just host a small Christmas at home. Adam's other brother and sister-in-law are clearly debating this option. Adam now wants to go back to Matthew and say it's no issue in the event they sleep in the snug. Again, I don't like this setup as my kids use that room as a living room, playroom, and it's their Christmas. Adam and I argued this morning and he went out hours ago and has just texted to say he will be back this evening. He needs to cool off and I need to consider how selfish I am being. Am I the a-hole?
Do you want to start or do I start?
You go for it. Because if I start, I'm just going to go off.
A-hole. Obviously the a-hole. And it kept pissing me off every time you were like, oh, it's my kid's Christmas.
Dude,
it's
idiot.
Christmas, you idiot.
Idiot.
It's everybody's Christmas.
Yeah. So people voted, hey, you're the a-hole.
Yeah.
And so 100% agree. This person is a complete jackass and an idiot. Like, I have no... so oh, this is what we're doing, blah blah blah. I have no issues with Alice, right? Oh, the serious relationship. I have no issues with her. First of all, even if she assumed that Alice, because she didn't invite her, right, specifically.
Yeah.
But because she assumed that she was gonna go
with Matthew or whatever his name was.
Yeah. And if you just assumed that, but like. You didn't invite her because you assumed, but if you wouldn't have assumed, maybe you would have invited her.
Yeah.
So when you find out that she is gonna go or plans on going, you would have just been like, "Oh yeah, she can make whatever she wants." But she says, "Oh, I didn't know she was coming, so she's not invited."
Yeah, yeah. That's such an awful part too, because like I feel like the exchange, like she's like just. In the plainest terms, she's not being good on the exchange here. The exchange is that she doesn't want to travel with her family, so everybody else buys plane tickets and gets is out of their way for the holidays. Fine. The exchange, like they're accommodating you, so the exchange is that you host whoever's there. You're throwing the party, you're probably buying most of the food because everybody else is flying to you. Right? Or driving or whatever, or spending money to travel. And so that's what you do. Whoever would originally be at Christmas, you host them. And now she's like, no, I only want these specific. Also, who cares if your kids aren't going to know her in 10 years?
It doesn't make sense. So it's like she clearly has an issue with that.
It's like she's, or she's like taking like, I mean, obviously like Christmas is sacred, but I don't mean that like, I mean like she's treating it like it's like this holiday that needs to be like uber protected, like she needs to like really control who's like, no, it's just it's Christmas, it's a day to celebrate and whatever, and kind of do your own traditional things, but it doesn't matter if people like invite strangers to their Christmas and you just have a good time.
So she doesn't want Alice to go. She's saying like there isn't enough room. There's just not enough room. He always sleeps in the office. Okay, doesn't have room for a double bed. And he's like, dude, if you want people to come over, you're like, dude, hey, so you can sleep in the living room, you can sleep in the office. There's on the floor with sleeping bags, with blankets, whatever, make it comfortable. Like you don't care. Like she's just putting so many freaking she's putting so many barriers,
Yeah.
But, but I'm not really okay with that either because that's my kid's playroom.
Yeah,
I don't give a damn. My kids had a playroom. Like move all the damn toys to the garage so people can stay there
for 5 days. It's for 5 days.
And then here's another thing. People are gonna go over there for 5 days, right? Mm-hmm. But she says, well, you guys can come over and get an Airbnb in a hotel and come around on Christmas Day. So what if they wanted to go for 4 days and spend time with their family and be there? You know what I mean? Like if the family is there, they're gonna be hanging out for a couple days.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So
every day that they're there.
Even if so, then why can't? What do you mean? So we can't come over and then just go back to our Airbnb to sleep and then come over and it's like, no, you guys can come around on Christmas Day.
That's so
every
irritating.
single thing that this lady was saying was to make it like so that she can't be there.
I don't know if this is like, I don't know if she's just being hateful, or if this is like maybe like a cultural thing, but I'm just so used to like, I don't know, like obviously we briefly talked about it, but we had to travel to Mexico City under like unfortunate circumstances a couple weeks ago, and it was like even there it was like we were mostly just rotating in and out of one house. There was one room with 3 beds that like 7 people were just sharing, like rotating, because it's just like you make it happen, you know what I mean? And it's like, even if somebody had to, anytime we've been anywhere, even if somebody absolutely has to stay at a hotel separate, you literally go to the hotel to sleep. You're coming over for breakfast every day. You know what I mean? You're coming over for breakfast, staying till dinner, you know?
Yeah, you just go to sleep. Like that's why I thought that was like so stupid. Like, oh, you guys can come around on Christmas Day. Imagine like what sucks too is like the husband, he doesn't care if Alice comes over, but like now he has to. Well, he doesn't have to. Obviously, they got to work it out. But he ended up like
he's involved in the drama.
Yes, but I guess yes he is. But what I was gonna say is that what sucks is that he's involved in the drama in a way where he has to be the one to tell the brother, hey, you know, there's not enough room, when he doesn't believe that. He's okay. Yes, you, Matthew, and your girlfriend Alex come over, stay, whatever, we don't care. But because the wife's like, no, there's not room, you know, and that's the kid, blah, blah. So now he's like, he clearly doesn't agree. But he's basically just the messenger, but has to present a united front, and is not throwing his wife under the bus and saying, hey, I want you guys to come over, I don't care if you guys stay, but whatever his wife's name is, like, well, she doesn't want, she says there's not enough room for Alice. Because obviously Matthew was going to stay there. But she's like, no, there's not. If Alice is going to come, there's not enough room. You guys have to go somewhere else.
Also, like, it's so ridiculous that she totally could have been like, even if there really was not enough room for you know, a full-size bed or whatever, you know, first of all, she could be like, oh, she like the only correct response to that would be to say like, hey, there's not a lot of space left in the house. As long as you guys are comfortable, either one of you sharing, like, sleeping on the bed or sleeping really tight.
Yeah.
You know?
So I 1000% agree with you, and that's exactly what I was gonna say too. Is that I always give the people the option to choose the uncomfortable or limited space scenario, right? I'm not gonna tell someone unless there's absolutely nowhere, like, which I can't even imagine that.
No,
like,
because
you're not
you
gonna
can
have
always
45
sleep on the
people.
floor. Yeah,
I was gonna say, unless you had 45 people sleeping on the floor already, you know. There's no way that there isn't enough room. It's, hey, look, there aren't any more beds, but you guys can like sleep on the floor in the office if you want, or we'll get a bunch of blankets, or maybe we could buy a $20 inflatable mattress. You know, however you guys want to make it work, you guys can stay. You know, if
absolutely.
And they're like, man, that's gonna be kind of uncomfortable. I'll get an Airbnb. All right, cool. Or all right, yeah, we'll do it. All right, cool, whatever.
Yeah, we'll text and hang out. Just come over whenever.
She sucks.
I think, and kind of final note from me, I think the mom did the right thing of just being like, well, then I'm probably going to host Christmas. If that was me, you know, the everybody's mom or whatever, I'd be like, I'm probably just going to host Christmas in my hometown because like I want people to feel invited. You guys are more than welcome to fly over. You know what I mean? And like, this is the days that we're going to be hanging out. You're welcome to stay at my place.
You mean like bailing on the daughter-in-law's Christmas? And
Yeah, absolutely. And just being like, hey, you know, I'm kind of, because it sounds like that's what she was going to do. Or maybe, yeah, that's what I would do.
No, she's going to do an early Christmas.
Oh, early Christmas.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive.
I don't know. I feel like I would genuinely bring up that conversation of like, hey, like I want people to be, you know, comfortable and invited, you know.
Oh, wait a second. Maybe you're right. This has now caused my mother-in-law to state that she might just host a small Christmas at home.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I would do that, you know, and just be like, you guys are more than welcome to fly over. Because again, the daughter-in-law or whatever, the OP, she's going back on her part of the agreement. This doesn't work unless you're, you know, filling your part, and that is to be accommodating to the people that are coming.
Yeah.
You know?
Because Matt's not going to be like, hey, I'm going to go. There's no room over there. Because if he tells Alice, hey, I'm gonna go, but sorry, you can't join me. There's no room.
Hell no.
That doesn't make any sense. First of all, if she's smart, she's gonna be like, what do you mean there's no room? That makes absolutely no sense.
It's immediately, it's gonna be your family doesn't want me there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
sad.
A-hole.
A-hole. Okay. Am I the a-hole for saying I won't come to my Christmas? Sorry, I'm going to start over. Am I the a-hole for saying I won't come to Christmas at my in-laws' house if I can't wear a hat? This is a little petty thing, but maybe you guys can help me know if I was in the wrong. For context, I, 25 female, got married in November. My mother-in-law doesn't really like me. Even tried to steal the spotlight at my wedding, but is still overly traditional. At Thanksgiving, I was having a really bad hair day, so I wore a black leather cap, a dressier newsboy style one, which my husband said looked really good on me. The holiday was hostile, even more so than prior gatherings I'd been to. And my husband said my mother-in-law said it was because I wore a hat. But I know it's just an excuse. I told my mother-in-law I wouldn't come to Christmas with them, then blocked her number on Facebook. My husband is trying to keep us both happy since he doesn't like conflict. He always wants me to come to one more celebration and to see if the people are getting used to me. He's told my mother-in-law that she needs to treat me nice and treat me as part of the family since I am that, and that if I feel unwelcome at Christmas like I did at Thanksgiving, we won't be attending future events, and she won't see much of him anymore. I understand why he wants to give her one final chance and haven't had any conflict with him. Marriage is about compromise, and I get that he doesn't want to cut her off since she's his mother, but I don't want to be involved with her unless I have to be. I want to see if my mother-in-law was listening to him, so I asked my husband to request that I be allowed to wear the same hat to Christmas. My husband said that he thought I'd worn it since I was having a bad hair day, but this time it's just as a statement, and they shouldn't treat me as an outsider, either because I wear hats all the time, or they just don't like me. If they won't let me wear a hat, what else are they going to restrict about me? Like, let me be me or I won't come, period. My husband agreed and relayed this message to my mother-in-law, and she's been asking why he married the devil. He's growing tense with me, and I've told him that he'll probably have to pick a side sooner or later, and that I've never intended for it to be this way. He spent last night at a friend's house because he needed to think. I feel bad and I care about him, and I know the conflict stresses him out. I told him to text me when he was ready to talk. He hasn't yet. My friends think that the request was unnecessary and that maybe I strained the relationship with my husband. I think he just needs space to think about it because conflict stresses him out. So I have to ask, am I the a-hole for saying that I won't come to Christmas if I can't wear a hat?
I'm going to say no.
No?
Yeah, I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, this is how I see it. This is so stupid.
It's so ridiculous.
I feel like it's so ridiculous.
It is.
Okay. I don't know what the hell. Who gives a shit about the hat? That's how I'm just going to say it. I don't give a shit about the hat. Who cares? The hat has nothing to do with anything. No matter, I don't even understand why the mother-in-law is saying, "Oh, the hostility is because of the hat she was wearing." Makes absolutely no sense to me.
But it sounds like she said that one time on Thanksgiving, just for context.
On Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
that's why it was hostile on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So now she's like, okay, oh, I think it was because of my hat or whatever. So all right, well, let's see if they're going to be accepting of me, no matter how I am. So, I'm going to wear the hat again. You know?
So I agree with you. I don't think that her wanting to wear the hat again is a problem, but she should have just showed up with the hat.
So this is what this is what I was gonna say. If you just listen,
Sorry.
Now, so what I was gonna say is that she's telling the husband, hey, I'm gonna go only if I can wear this hat. If they say it's okay that I wear this hat or whatever. And so my opinion is that if I was a husband, I would have said, I'm not going to ask them that. Wear whatever you want. Mm-hmm. That's what I would have done. Mm-hmm. That's what I would have. We don't need anyone's permission for you to wear anything.
Exactly.
You like the hat? Cool. Wear the hat. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, I thought you were wearing it because of your bad hair day.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, now what does his hat say?
Yeah.
What does it say? Does it have some obscene message or image on it? Or I don't understand what kind of hat it is. Some kind of leather cap?
Yeah, like a paper boy, old school, paper boy kind of leather.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So just normal.
Yeah.
She said she wears hats all the time. So Yeah, and she was having a bad hair day, so she wore a hat. Yeah, which is like not a big deal. That's what I'm saying. I have no problem with the hat either. It's so stupid.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, just wear the hat. Like I feel like she sucks for like, you know what I mean? Like obviously the reaction was not like appropriate either from the mother-in-law, but I feel like she sucks because like she knew that this was going to start something, and like why put the extra strain? Just wear the hat, wear whatever the hell you want. And just go give it the one last shot, because you know that this is the last one anyways, that if they don't.
Yeah, but I think the mistake was not wearing the hat. Or no, I know you're saying the same thing. I think that, the husband shouldn't have asked anything.
Exactly.
It should have just been an agreement between both of them. Like, no, we don't have to ask for
But the
anything.
wife, OP, shouldn't have asked him to even ask. Like, I think that's what makes her the a-hole.
I think that if I was her, I could see her being like, "Are you sure they're gonna be okay with me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, I'll go if I can wear my hat."
Yeah.
I could see it as
but text your mom and ask her if I can wear the hat. That's what it feels like. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it doesn't
I'm
sound
a
like,
little bit like,
because I feel like she would have said like, "Oh, my husband took it upon himself to ask if I could wear the hat." You know what I mean? But that's not what it sounds like. It sounds like they had a conversation, and because of that conversation, the husband goes, "Okay, fine, I'll call my mom," basically, and like, "Hey, is it okay if she wears that?" And like, no, that's what makes it like you shouldn't have asked anybody.
Maybe she sucks 5%.
Yeah, I think
95% would still be the mom for being crazy.
I think it's a little bit of a different split for me, because I think she's just being petty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, if people are being assholes to you, I'm gonna be petty too.
Yeah,
for real. I mean, I feel like the problem is not her being petty. Mm-hmm. This is my opinion. The problem, the freaking level of how this thing has exploded between their families, doesn't stem from her pettiness.
Absolutely.
So therefore, I can't give that pettiness of the hat situation so much weight on being an a-hole in this situation or not, because it's not coming from her pettiness. It's coming from the family's ridiculousness and being mean to her and not accepting her. And I feel like it comes more from that. So that's why I can't give the hat.
I agree, but I am giving
moving on to story.
I'm giving it more weight because of the circumstances of them agreeing that this was going to be the final holiday and whatever. So she's like, just try and be cool.
Who agreeing?
OP and her husband.
Okay.
They're like, this is going to be the final holiday. If they're not nice to you, then we're not going to go around anymore. You know what I mean? So it's just like, just be normal and like, let the cards lie where you know that they're going to be mean to you anyways. Like, why would you like already? Because like, yeah, like now it feels like, oh, because now between her and her husband, it's like, if you wouldn't have just asked me to ask them about the stupid hat, you know what I mean? But like, instead of her letting it just play out and like, no, your family's just rude regardless. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like she did put extra unnecessary strain on her poor husband.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying the pettiness does add some, because like, now the mother like, she's breaking up the hat. You know, like it's gonna add more. Like, she wants to hit me with a jab.
That's
the hat,
so funny.
Well, F her hat. You know, like, no, she can't come over this. Stop at hat.
Yeah.
What is this? 1915. I don't know, dude. They just got married.
Yeah.
She said last November, so it's been about a year. Cause I think they said like.
I think she said in November.
Okay, in November, and then it was Thanksgiving, and then why did you marry the devil? Like what's going on?
Yeah, it's so sad.
But also, I don't know how long they dated for, but like.
Yeah, that's what everybody was saying.
You should have seen some of this stuff happen already.
That's what everybody was saying. Somebody was like, like, what do you mean? Because I guess the husband said, like, we need to just give them more time to get used to you. And it's like, did you guys not date at all? What do you mean get used to her?
Yeah.
Like, they should have already done that. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Anyways.
So what? You think she's the a-hole?
I think everybody sucks. You're all cop out next.
People are like, we don't like the show. Robin's mean to Caili.
The Bandit.
Caili the Bandit. Okay. Let's go with, where's my story? Story number 3. I'm also like I was saying, okay, here we go. Am I the a-hole for not allowing my mother-in-law to be a part of our Christmas this year? Capital our. I, 35 female, and my husband, 35 male, have 2 little boys, and our oldest is just now getting into Santa. and the magic of Christmas, which is also my favorite time of year. Last year, we had a newborn and a 1-year-old, and I felt bad that my mother-in-law, 70-year-old female, was alone, divorced, grown kids. We are the only ones in town. And I invited her to come over for Christmas Eve and stay the night to experience the magic with our kids. Little did I know that this gesture would turn into her taking over, making cookies with our oldest, inserting herself to watch movies with him and play games without me and my husband. While it was sweet, the worst part was that she decided she was Santa without mentioning it to us until the kids went to bed, and put out all these toys for both of them, and was shocked when I said, well, we have gifts from Santa too we want to put out. I guess she just put all the toys. I was kind of confused. Anyway, essentially, she took over the role of parent, and it crushed me. Yes, my kids were too little to understand, but she made sure she was in every video, photo, helping them with every present. Her behavior was over the top and made me feel like she was trying to be the mother. She has done this in other areas of our lives, but we have let it go because she is alone, and we want her to have a relationship with our kids because my husband and I never knew our grandparents. This year we are celebrating Christmas at her house. Literally all day, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. will be spent at her house. So I said this year we will just be us four at our house alone on Christmas Eve. And Christmas morning, then we will go to her house. She was livid and proceeded to say in front of our kids that she will go tell Santa that he can go to her house too. I said, no, Santa only comes here because this is where the kids live. And she stormed off. I tried to clarify with her that she is welcome to give the kids what she wants, but they are gifts from grandma, not Santa. While my husband backed me in the moment, it didn't feel like enough. He just repeated what I said and made it seem like it was my choice, which is fine, and I can hold the line, but it was frustrating. When I spoke to him about it, he defended her, saying that she just wants to be with family, and join in the magic of Santa. Which I said I want her to be a part of this, but she is taking over my role as mother and my magic. She already did this with her 3 kids. I'm the mom. It's my turn. I stood my ground and said we will be with her all day. I'm just asking for us to spend the night together as our family of 4 and an hour or 2 in the morning to do Santa together. He then threw out why I was making it such a big deal because he hates the idea of doing Santa and lying to the kids. Am I the a-hole for not letting my mother-in-law join us for Christmas? For our Christmas Santa? And then, there's an edit. So I'm gonna read this too. Mm-hmm. Okay, it says, there seems to be a lot of questions of her involvement last year, and I may have downplayed it, but by saying she took over, she literally took over. While yes, we wanted family around and for all to enjoy the holidays, she was overbearing and overwhelming. She kicked us out of the kitchen, saying it was her tradition to make the cookies. My husband never did cookies with her. She fought with my husband over the movie to watch because she didn't want to watch a kid movie while my son wanted to watch an animated one. So she sat him on her lap and proceeded to talk to him about watching her movie, and then she ridiculed us on letting him eat cookies with her, that it was too much sugar. Christmas morning, she actually pouted and got mad at my 2-year-old for not playing with the toys she got him as Santa, and almost told him she was Santa. To top it off, she then lectured me on having my boys too close in age because she did the same thing and I was going to be miserable. These are half the stories that happened. It was not enjoyable or a happy little celebration. It was miserable. I'm not trying to take any magic away from her, just wanting our own time together and not have her be in every little thing. Honestly, I don't care if Santa goes to her house, but because her reactions are that she is Santa, not us, and trying to step in because my husband isn't so keen on it, That's where I want to draw the line. She's one of you. Give her an inch. She's one of the give her an inch. She will take a mile.
Mm-hmm.
So people say not the a-hole.
Okay, so the edit really, really changed my mind. Because at first I was gonna say she was the a-hole because, and to clarify why the edit changed my mind, it was like, okay, the cookie thing. It's like, okay, your mother-in-law's making cookies with your kids. That doesn't mean you can't just join them. You know what I mean? Like the mother-in-law just wants to be part of it. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, you can watch the movie with your freaking kids too. You know what I mean? It's like she was being like ridiculous or whatever. Yeah. Like just being like, oh, she already did it, so I can't do it or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When I was reading it, I wasn't too sure because I was imagining before the edit, just the original story, reading the original story, I was kind of seeing it a little bit on the a-hole side.
Yeah.
You know?
I wasn't like strong
like
about
being overly sensitive about like, well, she's probably just hanging out. Like in every photo and every video, I'm like, okay, well, what if she's just there?
She's there, yeah.
But I could also see the not the a-hole because like, I'm like, okay, well, I can also see someone being a little too, like, just a little too, like, okay, let my kid can I record my kid opening their presents without you being there? I don't care if you come out of the video, but like, come on, come on.
Why are you jumping in?
Just sit down. Like, sit down and just like,
be normal.
It seemed like she was, with the edit and the story and with the edit, it's like she was being very, very hardcore about being overly involved in every little thing.
Yeah. So I also agree she's not the a-hole. Obviously, you know, we have mother-in-law episodes. We know that mother-in-laws can be overbearing.
Episode number 5, I think,
is our number 1. I think
number 1 episode. Check it out.
So like obviously this mother-in-law sucks, but I will say that given the circumstance, I still don't want to call OP the a-hole, but I think it's ridiculous that like Santa can't go to your house. It was a little too much. Mother-in-law spoiled. Like, let her lay presents all over the floor and say Santa came here too. But I understand why she said that, again, given the circumstance of just like, can I have anything? You know what I mean? She's just frustrated. She's like, can I have one thing? You know?
Yes. Well, I can also see that. Like, hey, I was going to do this for my kid. And I was going to do that for my kid. And you've done this for 35 years. You just did everything. You did everything I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And if someone that's like, I love Christmas. I love all the magic of Santa.
Yeah.
And I can see how she felt like everything was taken away from her in a sense. Like some things you can make cookies together. Mm-hmm. But if she wanted to bring the presents out, if she wanted to do this or that, and then the mother-in-law did all of that, it's like, oh, what am I gonna do? Freaking take him back to the garage and then bring him out again?
Yeah.
You stupid bit.
Yeah, I totally get that, because it's not, I get it, it's not about like, because obviously like, you know, with Santa or whatever, it's like you put the presents out when the kids are in bed, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not about like the kids seeing you do it or anything. It's just like, I wanted to have that moment of like, hey, this is only the 4th year I've been a mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you know, and like now it's like, maybe it's the first year that the kids are going to realize what's going on. And you're just like so excited to be able to like put that together for them. And then it's like, we freaking idiot. Like you ruined it. Like you ruined it.
Yeah. So that's why I can see that. Yeah. I can see that like, because I can be sensitive with things like that too.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Like I wanted to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I do that too. So
and
it's
she's like, we're gonna watch this movie.
Yeah, like no, like let my kid pick. Like they were so excited, or you know, I wanted to make cookies or whatever.
So now she's like, I kind of don't want to do Christmas with your mom now, because like she freaking just took over, comes in here and takes over, did everything. Like, dude, just
relax.
And the thing is, like when somebody's doing that, how do you tell them?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know what? Can you last year? This is kind of how I felt last year. You how do you tell someone, can you not be as involved?
Yeah.
Because then they're going to be like, well, can I do that? Is it okay if I do that?
Yeah.
Is it okay if I do that?
That's what I was going to say.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if this is too personal of an experience.
Stupid.
But I would have a hard time bringing that up also, because I would just think that the other person's going to make me feel like I'm being ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's like, what do you
that's
mean?
What I was going to say.
What was I? Can you tell me exactly what I was doing that was wrong?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like,
over what? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm Santa.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so ridiculous. So funny.
Yeah. So I think, dude, that sucks, because then if they come over again, then you are just gonna have to be like overly proactive, kind of like, oh, cookies, I got them. No, you sit down, mother-in-law. I'll make them. That's fine. No,
Yeah.
but I always make them. I
Yeah.
always, and then the mother-in-law is like, no, I'll make the cookies. I've been making them, right, Roger? Remember I made them for you and your brothers. I'm like, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's my house. It's my turn to make them.
Yeah, but then also it's like you can't like do it when you want to, because it's like, oh, she was about to make them, so no, I have to make them. You know what I mean? It's like, no, I want, I was just chilling. I was thinking about maybe making them in an hour.
Yeah. You're gonna be on edge always, like trying to figure out like if she's gonna jump the schedule or what. So she would have to be like, hey, no, I'm gonna make the cookies. I want to make the cookies with the kids.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying too about like the grandma or whatever, mother-in-law, like jumping in for like present unwrapping. It's like, oh, let me help you. It's like, well, sit down, you stupid weirdo idiot.
Oh my god, I enjoy that story because I could visualize everything. I could exactly how you can imagine that stuff too. Like, look at me here. Let me. The kid's like 1.5 or something.
Yeah.
Well, and then the grandma basically has a toy and fully opening it. Like oh, look at this. Yeah.
So dumb.
My gosh.
Okay. Last story of the night. Am I the a-hole for banning alcohol from Christmas? My husband likes to drink. Every holiday includes multiple bottles of wine/cocktails. I hate drinking. I've never drank. My father was an alcoholic. I think it's childish if you can't have fun without drinking. This year, I'm hosting Christmas for a change. I decided it's at my house, no alcohol allowed. We're all getting older and it's time to grow up. My sister called to ask what she could bring. I saw a recipe for a Christmas martini that she saw a recipe for a Christmas martini that she wanted to bring. I told her no alcohol rule. She didn't say much, but she must have told the rest of the family. Some of them started texting me, asking if I was serious and saying that it's lame, but I'm not budging. Now, it turns out my husband's sister is hosting an alternate gathering that almost everyone is choosing to go to instead. It's so disrespectful, all because they would have to spend 1 day sober. My husband told me he talked to his sister and that we are invited to her gathering, and he said we should just go and stop causing issues, but I won't. It's so rude. My husband is mad because I'm making him stay home and spend Christmas with me, but it was my turn to host, and I chose to have a no alcohol rule, and they could deal with it for 1 year.
I think what his family did is really messed up. I don't think there's anything wrong with her saying I don't want to have alcohol at my Christmas this year or at my home.
I don't think that there's anything wrong with her saying that I don't want to have alcohol at my Christmas this year, but they drink every year at Christmas. I'm not saying.
But they also alternate, right? They alternate who's hosting, and then everybody alternate, and then and so it's her house, is her rules, and now they're like, well, we want to drink, so we're gonna go to her. No, and I'm gonna host instead.
Oh, I didn't think we were going to disagree on this one. But no, I definitely disagree.
What?
Yeah, 100%.
You're crazy.
Because okay. So I'm not even saying that they're like alcoholics or anything, but for some people, for like a lot of people, it's like drinking is part of like the tradition. It's what you do. Everybody gets together on Christmas, they drink. Right? Like you drink on Christmas.
Okay.
Right? That's the way that I'm viewing it. So to me, we have traditions of like whatever, making pozole or something.
Okay.
And it's like, oh, I don't want to do pozole for Christmas this year. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, this is what I'm used to. This is what I love. This is what I'm here for. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, like
I'm trying so hard not to stop you.
Like, what do you mean pozole is banned from the house? You know what I mean? It's like, I can't do it. You don't have to eat it. What do you mean I can't eat it? What do you mean I can't even bring it to your house? You know what I mean?
I'm so mad at you right now.
Oh my gosh, go.
No, okay. I think you're looking at this wrong.
Okay.
Okay, so because you're saying that the tradition is drinking. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying I don't agree with that at all. Like, I know what you're saying. Mm-hmm. I know the kind of connection you're trying to make of like, we do pozole and tamales on Christmas.
Sure.
What are you talking
about?
What
an analogy.
Right.
But I understand that it's different.
But I think that therefore I don't think that's what I'm saying. That's why I think that because it's different, you can't compare those things because they drink on Christmas. You're the only way that I could accept what you're saying kind of, is like, and even not even, because if she's like, well, I don't want to do that. How do I say this?
I'm just trying to make an analogy. I'm understanding that drinking is different than freaking eating pozole.
Yeah, because their tradition is not drinking. You're like, that's what they do. They come together, they drink on Christmas. And I'm like, well, they drink at the Christmas party, but they're not coming together to drink. The tradition is not to drink. They just have alcohol at the Christmas party.
I would consider. Well, then maybe I'm just not using like a phrase that you like, but like I would consider us eating pozole on Christmas a tradition. You know what I mean? But that's not, I
it's either pozole or tamales,
sure.
or it's kind of like it's part of what we do.
Sure, and for them, drinking is part of what they do. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so
it's one of the traditions that they have. They come together on Christmas. One of the traditions that they have is to drink.
So for example, let's say someone doesn't want pork at their house.
Okay.
And if they say, hey, at your guys' house, when it's your turn, you guys have pork at your home. Mm-hmm. I don't want pork and I don't like it, but I'm still going to attend your party because it's your turn to host. Mm-hmm. So we're going to attend your party. Mm-hmm. Then it's your turn. And then it's your turn. And then it's your turn. And now it's my turn. So I respected your decision to not eat pork or not have, or sorry, that I don't want to eat pork, but you do. So, or I don't want to, it's an unclean animal, or if that's what they believe, so, but whatever, they're there and they have that dish and I'm just going to let it go. But I'm going to go even though I don't want it.
Yeah.
So now it's her turn and she doesn't want alcohol.
Absolutely.
And none of them want to. So, but instead of saying, well, we're going to go, we'll go to your house. Now it's our turn to put up with something that we wish was there or don't agree with.
No, dude, I strongly disagree. Even with like the pork, it's like, you don't have to partake. You don't have to, no one's forcing you to eat pork. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely nobody is saying that.
I know,
nobody's saying, why aren't you eating pork? You know what I mean? It's just like, but it's like, okay.
Well, that's also a bad example. Because,
okay, fine. No one's forcing you to drink.
There's no porkalism. Sure. But there is alcoholism. And her dad was an alcoholic, and that's why she doesn't like alcohol. And I understand that she's
sensitive to it, but alcohol is part of even the American culture. It's part of most cultures. I'm assuming that they're American.
Here we go. Ready? A wedding that doesn't have alcohol. So then everyone's just not gonna go because you don't have alcohol?
No, because a wedding that doesn't have alcohol, it's like, well, whatever. Like that's your wedding. It's your day. Christmas is not your day.
Okay, fine.
Christmas
not a good
is for
example.
the family. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So okay, whatever. You go to everybody else's house every year. I don't like that they're drunk. That's fine. First of all, you don't even have to come, and you do not have to drink.
That is true, but
right?
if you feel uncomfortable around drunk people, then you don't get to enjoy Christmas with your family because they're drunk and they're drinking.
Okay, but that's you're like also it's, dude.
And I guess it's like, well, we don't do Christmas together then.
Yeah, because you set your own rules. We don't. Then OP could be like, if obviously this would suck, it'd be terrible. But she could be like, I can't spend Christmas with them because it makes me uncomfortable. I'm not gonna then be like, everybody else has to be uncomfortable because for me, you know what I mean? But
not drinking is not uncomfortable.
Well, they would feel weird, and that would be uncomfortable because like, why can't we drink here? You know what I mean? Like no one's, you know what I mean? Like this is what we do every year. What do you mean we can't drink here? I feel weird. I feel uncomfortable in that I feel odd. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we're being punished or something. You know what I mean? Like why? So I feel like it was I feel like genuinely, I was going to say, I think it was reasonable for the other girl to be like, hey, you guys are totally invited, but we all want to drink. This is what we do every year. A little bit, she didn't even say it's weird, but like, it's a little bit weird that you're like telling us not to. So I'm going to host Christmas because I want alcohol to be allowed at my house. Oh no, I want to host Christmas because I want alcohol to be allowed at my house. You guys are more than welcome to come. I think other people are coming also. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one's forcing.
I don't know now.
And even with the pork thing,
now I'm like
even with the pork thing,
backpedaling
it's
on
like, yeah, even with the pork thing, it's like, oh, like sure, I
I
don't
was
want you
just
to
trying
cook
to
pork in my house, dude. I like, how are you gonna try and control other people? Like, you can't even bring. Sure, then you don't. I don't want alcohol in my house or whatever. So everybody else wants to drink. So we're gonna go somewhere else.
So then you never get to host. That kind of sucks too.
Unless you never get to host if you're gonna have rules that are, that other people are gonna consider unreasonable.
Yeah, I guess at that point it's basically like, you can't, just because you're family doesn't mean you have to do things together. It's just like, it's just like you have friends and at some point you guys now kind of like different things and then your friendship kind of shifts, changes, or you don't hang out as much because of whatever reason. So
yeah. It just feels insane to me to be like, oh, like everybody has to accommodate, like everybody is on the same page but me, so everybody has to accommodate me now because this is the 1 year that I have some like power of it being at my house. No, then you're getting that power taken away from you.
I guess it's just like, basically this is how we celebrate Christmas. You don't like celebrating it that way. So, I mean,
not everybody's going to change to make you comfortable. Yeah.
So that takes me back to what I was saying, of like, just because you're family doesn't mean you have to celebrate everything together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Some people do Easter with the Easter bunny and all that stuff. I don't do that. So, I mean, I'm also not going to well, I don't even do that. Like, I'm just trying to think of an example of like, if I was like,
she just needs to do what's best for her, basically.
Yeah.
It's just like, she needs to be like, well, then if I'm uncomfortable every single Christmas, then I realize I can't spend Christmas like this anymore.
Yeah, that's all.
That's my point is instead of saying, she seems so crazy to me because instead of saying I'm uncomfortable so I can't do this anymore, she's going, I'm uncomfortable, you all need to spend your lives differently.
And in my mind, because I'm so about like fairness and like following the what's next, and I'm like, well, now it's her turn, so then now they're taking her turn away, but like now that we're talking about it, I'm glad I convinced you that no, I think you got me.
Told you.
Damn it.
I did not think we were going to disagree on. I mean, obviously we haven't.
Well, I agree with you. You brought me back to the light. I'm like, oh, what happened? What happened? I blacked out. No. You're right. Damn it. Dude, I wish we had a scoreboard of like the times that I brought you over to my side and you brought me over to
we need to get one.
I think I'm winning though.
And I was trying so hard to like, it's funny too because like
the pork
when we're having these debates, obviously like my pozole analogy was like not sticking. So in my brain I'm like because I know like what you're about, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm like, how can I make him see that this person? I'm like, she's being unreasonable. I know that'll stick.
I'm like, no, you're wrong. Pozole and the beer, that doesn't make sense. No, I'm out. No, and I'm all because the pork. Like then I'm trying to bring you over to my side, and you're like, no, and I'm like, damn, that was a weak one. Like that was a weak argument.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
I like that one. Good episode.
Yeah, pretty good.
A good episode. That was a good one.
Just never got
and it's got like 13 views. Like it never makes it. Like.
This is our Christmas special, you guys. Come on,
share it, guys. With the F, share some mother effing spirit. We are like 42 subscribers away. We were 41 and somebody dropped us, but who cares? We don't need him. We're like 42. Come on, guys, help us get to 500 by the end of the year.
That'd be sick,
dude. We're not gonna make it. We might. Unless everyone out there, like, hey, guys, check out these guys. They're incredible. It's the #1 Reddit podcast for all. And if you have any questions, dial 1-800-200-200. Like, come on. It will be our Christmas. Come on, please. It'll be our Christmas present from you guys, the amazing Chismoso community that we have out there. If you share it with somebody. Be like, hey, yo, subscribe to these guys. They're awesome. They're so funny.
Just get your grandma's iPad, log into her YouTube account, and subscribe. You know what I mean? She's going to be there on Christmas.
We're all thirsty for subs. Like, how ridiculous. Somebody's out there, like one of our super fans, like making a bunch of accounts,
Oh my gosh. Just like,
man.
Anyways, I hope you guys like our Christmas subscriber special.
Yeah. And we hope that you'll watch all these videos and share them and give that thumbs up. And thanks for watching another one. We'll see you on the next episode. Peace.